make it easier. That's right, because we're back for another fun-filled episode of Galactic Island. That's right, your favorite show about the paranormal. And maybe this time we'll get some, better, what do you call it? Not so much road noise like we did last time. I don't know. What do you think there, camera lady?
Maybe. Got the best driver, I know that.
Yeah, it's better with you driving, and I can focus on what we want to discuss. And so, since this is our season finale, episode 10, EP10, I thought we would, since last week we discussed synchronicities and how everything's tied together, why we think that the splitting of the atom caused interventions between humans and the extraterrestrials. Or could they be intraterrestrials because they're already here? They're already living amongst us. Who knows? We are yet to find out as we start to break the code of the Matrix down in this new world of technology that we live in. So, as I said, while we were discussing the synchronicities, I started thinking about, in the first episode, we were discussing pyramids and how those are related as far as like what I would call the extraterrestrial highway. And we do know that there are ley lines in the world. Scientists have figured that out, that they do exist. And why these pyramids were all linked together to begin with shows that there was communication around the world. And if they were a superior advanced intelligence, they would have known this. They would have known this right from the get-go. So that's why they built the things that they did in these sort of triangles. These pyramid shapes are also representative of the triangle, which is representative of the pyramid. So I found that when I was thinking how everything is always related and connected together, that this is a good way to sum up everything that I've done in this show so far, that it's all related together, whether it be ghosts or Bigfoot or UFOs, UAPs, that we will eventually unravel these secrets if they haven't already been unraveled, because obviously there are some people in the world that do know that there's the reason that they're all connected together. And what we've been working for all along as humans is for us to advance our species to be able to travel to the great beyond. And I think that's does that kind of sum it all up there? Goddess of the Sea Lady?
Seems to me it does. 2, 1.
Speaking of hot sauce, if you know you got something hot in your hands, all you need is the stud finder. Now, if you hold that stud finder, this should start lighting up right now. It's not working. Why is this stud finder not working? This should be lit up with all kinds of lights. Alright, I don't know, but just remember, your hot sauce, your stud finder. That's all I got. That's all I got. So the reason why I wanted to call this episode or name it the Extraterrestrial Highway, obviously, is because part of the reason is because of the art that we did with RBUX. He's a very interesting character. A trendy hipster alien, that is. When we think about how we're going to have to travel ourselves, there's going to be like, I think when you have like these places like the Bermuda Triangle, that what we'll eventually find out is that they're all connected, because there's more than one triangle in the world. We know that there's one in Asia. We know there's one Antarctica. So as we put these little puzzle pieces all together, we find out that that's how the world was probably created, with these little matrix grids, these triangles. And so that's why maybe when you're traveling through the Bermuda Triangle, you hear all these weird stories of disappearances. And there could be some logical reasons behind some of them. But if this is a very heavily traveled highway, and there's a lot of like wormholes and stuff being opened, well then obviously that could cause some kind of intervening power sources maybe that we don't understand, and it could cause things to happen, like ships disappear or airplanes could just vanish. And I find that that's an interesting story, because when you start looking at some of the conspiracy stories about the triangles, that's what you're hearing. And how could that happen? The only way it could happen is if there was some kind of portal opened and something vanished through it. As crazy as it sounds, when we start to discuss how humans wish to travel in the future and explore other planets, there's only one way to do it, and that is to do it instantaneously. And there's only one way to travel instantaneously. That is by the science of, it's what we call quantum entanglement. That's right, for all you science nerds, you know what that means. That means that you're traveling not at the speed of sound, not at the speed of light. We're talking warp speed. You can't travel faster than you can if you're using quantum entanglement. And from what scientists are starting to find out is that, yes, this will eventually be the future project that takes us beyond the stars. And if so, then that means, and we know that this is possible now with hypothesis of, or the theses that have been written and what they've used so far with traveling the speed of light and what we are using in science now, then that tells you that this will happen. And that means that it has happened before, because there is no beginning, there's no end on the timeline outside of our own, or time is a construct. And so one of the interesting things I found this week when we're looking at these hyper conspiracy theories on what's going on, like say in Antarctica or in the triangles, that there's deep sea research, or these stations are developing these high octane weapons that make the nuke look like it's, you know, a day at the park. Well, the truth is that we won't know about it till after it's already been done, when it's been accomplished. But it does happen, because that's how we see these UFOs appear. They appear, and then 1 second they're there, and then the next minute they're gone somewhere else. Meaning that they're already using quantum entanglement to travel. That they're they're traveling in an instant. And they can make an entire ship travel in an instant. And from what we've heard, there have been experiments like this, the Philadelphia experiment. And if you believe that, well, you might also believe that it's already happened.
Hello. 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 What the hell was supposed to do, you moron?
So one of the conspiracy theories that I ran across this week while I was preparing for this episode was a guy that said it's possible to see this matrix that I've been talking about if you take DMT. Now, ironically, I thought this was a crazy idea, so I watched this episode and thinking, yeah, if you took some kind of hallucinogenic drug, you'd probably see all kinds of crazy stuff. But it turns out that there is some kind of basis behind this. Not that I'm trying to do it, and I do not suggest anyone does this, but if you think about it, what does that mean? That means that if you are looking at some of these other projects where they're trying to contact ETs, allegedly you're having to transcend and go to a different place in your mind, meaning that you have to meditate sometimes and be in the right frame of mind in order for them to be able to contact you or for you to be able to see them. So as I'm thinking about this crazy story, and this guy has all kinds of videos about it, and he's done all kinds of experiments himself, and I don't know that if there's any water to it, but obviously he thinks that there is. I started thinking to myself, if you put these two things together, maybe that explains why some people do see these things, these UFOs or this phenomenon, and other people don't see it or they don't believe in it, because they have opened their mind to it in a way that is transcendent in some way. And one of the ways, yes, that you would open your mind up to all kinds of different thoughts is by inducing some type of drug. I'm not suggesting it. I'm just saying that it does make sense. A lot of these ideas make sense. So, not to go too far down the rabbit hole, but I have heard this in other circles that that's what you have to do. Is in order to be contacted, you have to be able to put that out there. So that part is what it is, but a very interesting take on it. Very, another synchronicity, another odd synchronicity. Okay, so I spent an hour looking for the sea goddess, and it turns out that she was in the same aisle that I left her in when I went to go return the stud finder. So I think we might need a dingleberry finder. I don't know, what do you think? Okay, so I need to get some candid B-roll. What does a sea goddess make of alien life and your travels as far as the extraterrestrial highway?
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to the 10 sea goddesses in the back seat. We have been abducted, y'all. We're abducted. Somebody help us out of this capsule that we're in.
You want the sea goddess to drive and talk? That's dangerous. You like living dangerous.
What is your make on it? Do you believe, or are you a non-believer?
I am a 100% believer.
Do you believe that they could be here on Earth with us right now?
I believe they are.
Do you think that they could be living among us in, like, say, sort of a V, the television show V, where they're got some kind of mask that they...
I loved that show.
It was a good show.
It was a good show.
Do you think that's possible?
I think anything is possible. I think they definitely could be. Might not even be a mask. They might just be like transformed into
sort of like a shapeshifter.
Yes, a shapeshifter.
Oh wow! Now you're getting really into some down the rabbit hole.
Probably why they abducted people. They used to abduct them.
That's possible. They could have abducted people and cloned them 100 years ago, and then they could be acting as that person living in society now with human specimens that were abducted a long time ago. That's a very good point there, Sea Goddess, because when we think about some of these weird ideas, I mean, you could go any way with it. Like, anything's possible, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Sure.
So we could have a solution for what happened to the people that were, allegedly abducted in these situations, like, missing planes in the Bermuda Triangle, or, those kind of weird paranormal stories. Wow.
Yeah.
That leaves you with a head scratcher. Oh, over the bridge we go to Disney's house, over the hills, over the bridges, over the hills we go. Look at that beautiful sky today, man. Wow. Is that like a really trippy, like super blue sky, or am I just... Check it out. How the sky is so blue. If I said that the sky was a different color, like say green or something, would that mean that I was looking through the Matrix? A different code of the Matrix? I don't know, but good photography shooting by yours truly, Web Captain Drew. What a beautiful day in sunny Florida. While everyone is freezing up north, look at the beautiful, 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 beautiful sunset and palm trees. That's right. Whoa, and everybody's out today. This is the way to celebrate your Thanksgiving for sure with Web Captain Drew as he debates the extraterrestrial highway and the human highway. Should we keep filming or should we stop? Cut. I don't know, man. Like, it's so nice out today that it makes me just want to get it all captured, all on camera, as I have the sun and the sand and the salt air blowing in my face. It just don't get much better than that. Especially when you're being chauffeured around by a sea goddess and you are about to go home. And I have to say, we did make a little bit of a mistake. We might have a hot sauce battle now. I was supposed to be holding up my Texas Pete's, but we had Louisiana hot sauce too. Like, I don't know. It's like, can we get in trouble for that? I mean, if we start a hot sauce battle, because I think they're probably both pretty good, but yum, yum, yum on those chicken wings with a little bit of that hot sauce. This is not an advertisement too, by the way, for these companies, but we did find some really cool stuff. A stud finder. We found a stud. Finally found the sea goddess mermaid floating around out there in the same aisle we left her in. Thought we were going to have to go to the front desk and get one of those microphone announcements. We had lost the sea lady. So here we go. That's it. That's what I got for you today. High action sequences on the beach, showcasing the wonderful afternoon on Galactic Island. And we are technically on an island too, by the way. We're filming. Cameras on.
Okay.
I already got it. Just hold its phone.
It's on her.
Alright. Alright, so this is our season finale. I said on our vlogcast I was going to hopefully finish up my career in the good old state of Florida. Well, who knows where we'll be, but I'm just guessing this will be the last time that I post from the beach for a very long time. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of good memories here, but many mahalos and all that good stuff to you and your crew. We're calling it. What are we calling it? Shakamalaka? Shakamalina? I don't know.
Bon voyage.
We're calling it the Memories. Oh, I got it. It's the extraterrestrial Memory Lanes episode, where it's all been finalized here, where we started this great adventure, Drew's surfing adventure, and he eventually got into the podcast realm. And yeah, there's all kinds of stuff we can say about it, but we got to put it into this last little clip. And what a great place to have filmed it from, because this is where it all started. This was my backyard for half of my life. So thanks for being part of the adventure with me. I'm signing off. Adios, muchachos, muchachas, and sayonara. Red Captain Drew. Say goodbye to the beach. Goodbye, beach. A lot of fun, a lot of memories. Not very good day for surfing, but I mean, don't get much better than that. That's like the grand finale for the ages. Well, at least we got to see it one last time. Behind the safety of a fence, barricade fence. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's blow this pop stand, this single stand. We had a beautiful day for it, too. Goodbye! So as I wrap this episode up, or this series up, the one thing that I wanted to put in was that, you know, these are just my hypotheses that I've come up with on my own, and I don't speak for the science community as a whole or anything. And a lot of the stuff that I have brought to the table is things that I've heard from other people that are professionals in their fields. And these are things that make a lot of sense when you have science to back up the facts. So it's been a very interesting discussion, or topics for discussion. There's many different varieties when you're looking at the paranormal, you're looking at these sciences that discuss like the theory of relativity or quantum entanglement. I mean, when you put this all into a whole and you look at it as a whole, it starts to make more sense that we have come to a point in time where speed bump. We've come to a point in time where there's a speed bump in our way. The speed bump is that there are all these things out there, and we just need to have the proof of one of them to prove the existence of E.T. Is he real? I mean, is he really visiting us? Does he already live here? I think so. I think that they're here. And if you start looking at what's going on in the Antarctic, there are some very interesting tales there. Like, there is definitely a lot going on that people are starting to tell stories about and give their insight onto some of these things that, when you get down to it, it is really a new time in technology that has opened up a lot of really cool discussions. And I just want to say, I always have been fascinated in this, and I hope that maybe if you want, you can leave a comment and discuss it, some of your ideas about what it is. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that for right now, because I had a good time doing it, and I hope you enjoyed this Galactic Island. I don't know if I'll be back, because we are in the process of moving from the pirate headquarters, and so we don't know where we'll be at a couple months from now, but we would love to have your support by hitting the like button and sharing it. And that's about all I got for you. So this is Web Captain Drew, over and out. Pirates, mermaids, sea creatures, and all you alien lovers out there, goodbye!